You're watching Sooner Football with Brent Venables from the Mathis Home Studio. Mathis Home, your official furniture sponsor of OU Athletics.
Left. Ewers back to pass. Straight drop in the pocket. Steps up, looking downfield. He throws late across the middle. Sailed it, and it's intercepted. Billy Bowman, a diving catch at the Texas 45. Billy Bowman picked him off.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Sooner Football with Brent Venables, presented by Mathis Home. Toby Rowland with you, sitting in for Dean Blevins tonight. 34-3, the final. Texas over Oklahoma Saturday in the Cotton Bowl. Coach, good start for you guys in this one, but just couldn't come up with enough points today.
Yeah, again, the first half we had a lot of opportunity to create some momentum, and it was hard to sustain. And we started off right with an interception again, the second year in a row on the first drive, and you felt really good. First three drives, all interception, 3 and out. Obviously, we missed the field goal there, trying to create some momentum there, and weren't able to do that. And then we, again on defense, come back with a 10-play drive where they just they did a good job. It's hard to have 10, 12, 13, 14-play drives, and they were able to do that. Give them credit, but I thought at times we just allowed them to have too much success running the ball, to have control, to move the field position, and and so we gave up the touchdown there, and then we forced again a punt again right after that, and so still a really good competitive game, and then we go 2 back-to-back drives. We go a 4-play drive, where we give up a touchdown and some explosive runs and explosive pass. The 4-play drive is not making them earn it, and really poor tackling. A thing that, again, we saw against Auburn a few different drives where we didn't tackle well, and then a 1-play drive. Not that was a killer, but anytime you give up 1-play drive for a touchdown, right after those were, again, the turnover drive there, where the offense, they get a couple of plays in a row, where we have a positive play, and then we turn right around and we fumble, both Mike and Taylor Tatum. We missed the first, again, field goal offensively, and then we have a 5-play drive, and then we get a good drive, again, not a long ways, but it's an 11-play drive, and 36 yards, able to get a field goal, and then 2 again, where we got to have things go our way, 2 5-play drives in a row, where we end up punting, and then we got 2 back-to-back drives where we fumbled it in, pretty much in the half, and so lost some momentum with those last couple of the drives of the second half, when everything's still within striking distance. And again, they put a lot of, when they're able to have success in some of their explosive plays, and I give Texas credit, but I really felt like it was more us than them, and I hate reading that if an opponent says that, so you just got to keep it in perspective. But I know what who we are on defense, and we didn't have our best day, and again that starts with coaching. We got to do a better job, and but it's an 18-point margin, which again, when you have a very small margin for error, you're going against a really good opponent. That again, I think 21 of their 22 guys are juniors and seniors, and they play like it. They're good players, now playing really well together. But you need to be able to create some positive plays, and on offense we came right out, and the second half we go 4 plays and we punt, and then on defense, coming out of the second half, we give up a 10-play drive, and they turn it over on downs. But again, we have the same, we stone them, and then give up just a soft, pass in the flat, and that was kind of the story of the day. I really felt like, when we needed to play our best on defense to keep things within arm's reach, we were not able to do that. And so again, I felt like at times we were a little bit tired, and that led to bad alignments and bad eyes and not triggering as aggressively when you need to, and some of our crack replays when the receivers cracking our safety and the corners got to see it faster, and just a recipe for losing. You peel it all back, you lose the turnover margin. They run for just under 6 yards a carry. You run for just over 2 yards a carry. It's going to be a long day.
We'll break this down, first half and second half coming up, but what was the message to the team? This is a sport that can be a roller coaster at times. You have the high at Auburn, followed by obviously a disappointing loss.
Yeah, I mean, again, we just finished the first half of our season, and so we got a lot of ball to play, and we still have a chance to have a really good year. Below standards, but again, a good year. But we're gonna have to improve, and our best players have got to play, at a high level. And it can't be any finger pointing and pushing the blame. Everybody, starting with coaches, got to take ownership of all of our work, and then we got to go right back to work. There's no, other way to do it. Getting ready and improving and learning from your mistakes. There's a process to that, and our guys have got to have the humility and the respect for what it takes to do exactly that. And then from a coaching standpoint, take the ownership where we need to, and to continue to try to help our players. I really thought that, I know we didn't have a 60-yard bomb for a touchdown, and we didn't have any theatrics where we're diving into the end zone, but I really felt like, there was more positive plays. I have to look at, that when Auburn is, a 2-3 team, but we know they've got a good defense. And Texas is undefeated, but you really felt like you had more opportunity to have more success, and we just could not sustain it, offensively. And but there were some good things that we put on tape, just not enough of them.
All right, we'll start to take a look at the first half highlights when we come back of OU Texas, the 120th edition in the Cotton Bowl on Saturday. You're watching Sooner Football with Brent Venables, presented by Mathis Home.
Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Mathis Home, the official furniture sponsor of OU Athletics. Welcome back to Sooner Football with Brent Venables from the Mathis Home Studio.
Zach Schmidt, toe to leather, and we are underway in the Red River rivalry as the ball sails into the end zone for a touchback.
First and second down.
There's the snap. Ewers to throw. Looks right, looks left. Now pulls it down under pressure. Got away, and now he's down. And the first snap of OU Texas is a sack. Ethan Downs got it. Second and 16. Ewers, handoff to Blue up the middle. He runs into a crimson wall at the 20, and he's wrapped up there. They're going to give him the 21-yard line for a gain of 2. Ewers, back to pass, straight drop in the pocket, steps up, looking downfield, he throws late across the middle, sailed it, and it's intercepted! Billy Bowman, a diving catch at the Texas 45! Billy Bowman picked him off! Quinn Ewers had a man open, and he sailed it over his head, and number 2 was waiting for it! His 11th career interception to start a game in OU Texas. Since Brennan Thompson in motion, rolls right, throws, Thompson wide open, caught it at the 45, 40, 35, first down, and he's out of bounds at the 33. In motion, Hester. It is a sprint left. Hawkins turns it up, breaks a tackle. He's to the 30, caught from behind inside the 30. At 2, snap back, hold down, kick is away. It has the distance, but he pushed it right. It's no good. Tight end in motion, back to pass. Ewers under pressure, scrambling, throws out to the side, caught by Juan Davis. In motion goes Helm, who sets up right into the line. Ewers hands it off. Blue right up the middle, wrapped up after a gain of 3 or 4. Took it out to the 34-yard line. Ewers has it. Back to pass. Throws late, deep across the middle, and he skipped it. Oh, he had Isaiah Bond wide open downfield, and Ewers skipped it, left it short. Split backs again on 2nd and 7. It is a handoff. Barnes sweeping right. He's to the 45. He's got the first down near the 40-yard line. There's the snap back. Elzinga got it off. High spiraling punt toward the near sideline. Golden lets it fly over his head. It takes a sideways bounce at the 15. Now rolls downhill to the 12. Now takes the snap. It is a handoff to Jaden Blue. And he's hit by Danny behind the 10-yard line and smashed. Stutzman and Kip Lewis out there as well at linebacker. Back to pass Ewers. Pump fake. Pulls it down. Throws late. Caught by Wisner out of the backfield at the 10. He's hit hard at the 13-yard line. Des Malone came up to smack him. Stutzman showing pressure. Snap back to Ewers. They bring 4. Back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. Still looking. Being chased. He's on the edge. He's going to run for it. And he's caught from behind. It's a big man pancake. Holton landed right on Ewers. And Texas will have to punt again. He's 2 for 4 passing so far. Hawkins going to throw here. Rolls right. Throws downfield. Caught at the 45-yard line. That's Zion Kearney. And he's got the first down. Trips left. There's the snap. They bring a blitz. Handoff goes to Barnes. Up the middle, 45. Hit hard at the 42 and spun down just shy of the first down. Sooners go tempo. They need a yard. Handoff to Barnes. Dances left. He's got the first down. Sawchuk the back from the Texas 39. Hawkins fakes the handoff. Back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. Looks to throw. Does far side. Caught by Sharp. Inside the 35. Takes it down around the 31 or 32-yard line. 4 wide receivers. Sooners on the march. Handoff, Sawchuk sweeping right to the 25 to the 23.
Here we go.
Banged out of bounds. Another good first down gain. Snap back, hold down. Kick is away, and this time it is good. Sooner defense has been dominant. Texas 13 total yards of offense in the first quarter, and the Sooners lead it 3-0 after 1.
Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Riverwind Casino. Good times, great rewards. The best place to gear up for game day is shop.soonersports.com. Mathis Home, official furniture sponsor of OU Athletics. Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Mathis Home, the official furniture sponsor of OU Athletics.
In the shotgun, Ewers sends Davis in motion. Back to pass, immediately under pressure, and he has to spike it into the turf. Grayson Holton was on Quinn Ewers immediately. There's the snap. Back to pass. Sooners bring 4. Ewers flush to the right, being chased by McKenzie. He throws late, deep downfield. Got a man. Did he get a toe in? He did. 5 wide. Ewers pressure right up the middle. Quick throw out. That's caught by Gunner. Helm breaks attack. Up the sidelines 20. 15. He leaps and he's flipped down. Pistol formation. Ewers. Handoff blue. Met in the backfield by Dasan McCullough, who couldn't bring him down. But he's stacked up right at the line of scrimmage by a bunch of other red shirts. Ewers has it. Rolling right. Throws back left to Helm. He steps to the 5 and dives into the end zone. In motion Moore. Fake handoff. Ewers deep drop. Has time. Flings it out to Moore on the edge. One-on-one tackle made on the edge by the freshman Eli Bowen at the 20. A 1-yard loss. 36-yard line. Longhorns go quick. Handoff Wisner. Finds a hole over the left side to the 30. Cuts it up to the 25. He's racing for the end zone to the 10. Ball's out. It's rolling around in the end zone, and Texas falls on it. Did they get control of it? The signal is a touchdown. Branson Hickman sends him the football. Hawkins back to pass under pressure. Steps up. He'll run it. 35 out to the 40. Caught from behind. Ball's loose, and Texas has it. A chance to really take command of this game here. Handoff, running right, breaking through is Wisner. 35, goodness. He's still alive down the sidelines. Toward the end zone, Wisner. He dives for the end zone. It's a touchdown. 1 play, 43-yard touchdown for Trey Wisner. And the Longhorns firmly in control now in Dallas. From the 25, handoff Tatum up the middle, spins out of a tackle to the 30, up to the 35. Nice run by the freshman. Hit, ball's out.
The ball carrier did fumble the ball. It was recovered by Texas.
Kicker Bert Auburn. Snap back, hold down. There's the kick, and this time he missed it again.
Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Mathis Home, the official furniture sponsor of OU Athletics. This segment is brought to you by Community Coffee, family-owned Community Coffee, the official brewed coffee of OU Athletics. Taste the difference family makes.
Well, 21-3, the score at halftime. Texas on top. You take a look at the first half stats, and, Coach, it just felt like early on when you turn them over and you're having success on defense, Texas only has 13 total yards in the first quarter. You had a chance there early to jump on top of them, which, who knows, could have turned this game in an entirely different direction.
Yeah, and again, it's, the funny thing about the game, and I really felt it was because of our, we were in a great rhythm, well prepared, doing all the little things right, and they were good enough to explode when you're not continuing the detail, the small things, the physicality, and you're not going to stop them on accident. And so we, again, even on defense, we were not able to sustain that success like we needed to have a chance to win this game and to finish out the half in a really competitive place where you're going into halftime and you're saying, man, you're feeling better. And you still, again, it's a 3-score game, and you know that things have been hard for Texas on offense, even going into halftime being down 21-3. It's been hard, and if we can get into a good rhythm, force a turnover, again, get a good drive going on offense and sustain one of those drives or two, and you make it 21-10, everything, you put pressure on them. We couldn't get that. We had a hard time to get to that spot.
The back-to-back fumbles there late in the first half put you in that hole, but you got the stop right before halftime. They missed the field goal. You've got the ball coming out, so maybe a little positivity there going into halftime.
And again, we came out and didn't have the success we would like to, coming out of the second half on offense, and then again defense. Again, the second half gives up the long drive where we're starting to show cracks in some of our things that we need to trigger faster on and set edges quicker and be more physical at the point of attack. And they started having a little bit. They turned the ball over on downs. Chose to go for it there and deepen the other territory, and so we stopped them on downs. And then after that, we give up another 11-play drive, for 45 yards, field goal, and but we just couldn't get anything going on offense. Gave up another field goal and a touchdown late. Not that those are meaningless. I take a lot of pride. I hated every moment of it, and I know our guys did as well. And so having a short field is no excuse. It's still about us and control what you can control. And I thought we could have done a better job coaching and playing both there.
You take a lot of pride in tackling, and you've been a good tackling team this year. You mentioned it late, especially, or in the second quarter. That was a bugaboo for you, it seemed like.
Yeah, and again, to me, that's what created enough room between us and them that took a lot of pressure off of them and put more pressure on us, particularly on offense. And disappointing, because that's you hang your hat on that. And again, they were explosive runs, not again, we would have 2 or 3 really good plays and then just a soft play. Not like, oh man, that was a heck of a play on their part. It's not how I saw it, and I know what I saw. And we got these devices now on the sideline. You can watch it and try to get things corrected. And a lot of different guys, were a part of that. And so we got a lot to improve and correct and get better from.
So it was 21-3, Texas on top. And as we began the second half, here's the third quarter highlights. There's the snap. Hawkins hands it off. Barnes sweeping left, turns it up 20. Outside to the 25, stiff arm. Lowers his head to the 30. He's got a first down. From the 18, Texas. Fake pitch. Spinning out, rolling left, Ewers. Under pressure, steps up, evades downs, throws end zone, incomplete. Ewers has it. Quick throw out to the edge, incomplete. Stack tight ends right, Ewers. Play action, looks end zone, lobs end zone, over Wingo's head, he missed him, incomplete, and the Sooners have turned him over on downs. Texas 162, OU 68.
Nice.
Handoff
really good.
Right side to Wisner. This time the Sooners defend it well. Ewers. Handoff again up the middle. That time to Jarrett Gibson. Snap back. Kick is away. It's got the distance, and it is good. From their own 12. Right to left. Hawkins fakes the handoff. Rolls right. Throws far side. That's caught at the 20-yard line by Zion Kearney, and he's out of bounds.
Hawkins fakes the handoff again, zings it across the middle. That's caught by Bowers Sharp. That'll be near another first down. Oklahoma needs some Sooner magic for the second straight game. They trail it 24-3.
Thank you to our cornerstone television partners, OU Health, OG&E, Fowler Auto Group, and Coca-Cola. Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Mathis Home, the official furniture sponsor of OU Athletics.
And try and get yourself to a 4th and 10 or so, but
Elzinga's punt, high hanger. Bolden, no fair catch, takes it at the 21.
block in the back.
No flag on the block. Bolden returning at 40. Midfield, down the sidelines. Still in bounds to the 30. Finally caught and pushed out by Bowers Sharp. They have one touchdown today. Here's the field goal try by Auburn, and it is good. Moore in motion. It is a keeper by Ewers over the right side, and he's into the end zone. Final score, Longhorns 34 and Sooners 3. Here's a look at the final stats brought to you by Dos Equis, official import beer of OU Athletics. Go for Dos. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Sooners fall by the final of 34-3. And the adage stood up today, Coach. The team that runs the ball better in OU Texas usually wins. And I know that was something that you were disappointed in today.
Yeah, and again, on defense coming out of half, thought, again, if we can correct a few small things that sometimes are big things, we'll have a chance to get back in this. And when you get back to the defense where we put them in predictable situations, and we weren't able to do that enough, we did it on that long 10-play drive, and we gave up a long third down conversion on a new presentation that they gave us that, we didn't push coverage, and they hit a dig route over the middle for a big gain. I thought was critical because they were able to flip the field, and again, we forced them to turn the ball over on downs, but now we got that far to go offensively, and again, we needed the big sack, we needed the fumble, we needed the interception, and because of a little bit of incremental success running the ball, they kept us off balance, and they weren't forced to expose themselves as much, and and again, we gave up, in real time, 6 points there in the second half, but they controlled it. They had, all the pressure was on us the whole time, on offense and on defense, that second half.
Neat moment today. Eli and Peyton Bowen both start this game. They become the first brothers to start on defense for the University of Oklahoma since the Selmans in 1975. And, boy, I thought Eli, the freshman, really stood out for you today. He had a very nice game.
He did, and it's what we've been seeing both at practice and a little bit of the time that when he's gotten into the game and performed. I don't remember one time where you said, "Oh, he needs to do this," or he screwed this up, or he didn't make that play or make that adjustment. So it wasn't out of position. It was in great position on some several pass routes, and then showed up in the run game too. In some of the perimeter screen game, you saw he's an excellent tackler, closes space really, really well, knows when to trigger, plays with good fundamentals and technique, really consistently.
Another freshman that had a good game for you in this one, Zion Kearney. 4 catches, led the way for the receiving corps. And it looks like maybe he's emerged as a weapon for you on offense.
Yeah, he's just getting better and better. He's a big body guy that can run. He's got a great catch radius. He's tough, and he busts his butt. And so it was good to see him have some success and things that you can build off, moving forward.
Did you come out? I know it's early and you got to talk to everybody, but it seemed like relatively healthy out of this one. I didn't see a lot of guys that were injured in the game.
Yeah, at Sam Franklin, I think took a shot to the back, and Taylor had an awkward fall on another tackle, Taylor Tatum. But other than that, I think for the most part, I think guys are relatively healthy.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look ahead to the showdown with South Carolina back at the Palace next Saturday here on Sooner Football with Brent Venables.
Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Mathis Home, the official furniture sponsor of OU Athletics. It's time now for this week's Player of the Game, presented by Groundworks. preferred foundation repair company of the Sooners.
In motion, Moore. Fake handoff. Ewers, deep drop. Has time. Flings it out to Moore on the edge. One-on-one tackle made on the edge by the freshman Eli Bowen at the 20. A 1-yard loss.
I love this kid. He is going to be, already is, but incredible corner, super athletic, comes up, makes a flush tackle, doesn't go lunging and leaving his feet, wraps up, makes a good play.
Back to pass Ewers. 3-man rush. Lobs for the end zone far side. Incomplete. Eli Bowen. Great coverage on Ryan Wingo. Texas will try a field goal. It's made out of bounds, though, is Matthew Golden on Eli Bowen. He caught the ball but couldn't get his feet down or a foot down. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Look at that Bowen. He's so smart. He doesn't even cover that guy. He's not going to catch that in bounds. No reason to.
Joined by quarterback Eli Bowen, one of 2 brothers that became the first brothers to start on defense for Oklahoma since the Selman brothers in 1975. I know the game didn't go well. We'll get to that. But how cool is that? How cool of an accomplishment is that for you and Peyton?
I mean, it's a blessing. Ever since we was kids, we always dreamed about the moment of us playing college football together and just making it to our dreams and aspirations. And it's really just a blessing. Just thank the man above.
You were called upon today, played a bunch of snaps as a true freshman out there at the corner spot in the biggest setting in college football. You looked incredibly comfortable. What led to you looking that comfortable and playing at that high of a level today?
It's really practice, how serious we take practice, how much we take it like a game so the games come easy, and also just how much the coaches and players trust me, how much they believe in me.
Every guy we've talked to has mentioned the tackling. Clearly, Texas has talented players, but when you go back and look at the film, do you think it's going to be one of those things where it's like, hey, if we just get guys on the ground, this could have been a different football game?
Yeah, it definitely have different opportunities to, make bigger plays on offense and defense just by tackling, holding them to them 3rd and longs and 2nd and longs and just getting them off schedule. But, we just got to do better.
Appreciate the time, man. Great job.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Joined by tight end Bauer Sharp. Bauer, captain today for this one. Clearly did not go the way that you guys wanted it to go. What was it like after this game with your football team?
Yeah, it's football. We got to own it. We got to watch the film. We got to correct the little mistakes. We know that we beat ourselves more than they beat us, and so we got to capitalize on that. It's a pride thing at this point, for the name on our chest, and so we just got to correct every little detail of the film, take what the coaches have to say, and just move on. That's all it is.
Looking at some of the issues offensively, couldn't really find a rhythm in the run game. That kind of put you guys in some bad down and distance situations. How do you think this team can find that consistency to where you can be a little more on schedule as an offense?
Yeah, we just got to continue to get behind 9, He's a freshman, he plays like he's 25, he has the mindset, he's older. We just got to continue to do our job, continue to do our job. I reap it, I say it a lot, we got to watch this film and just literally focus on the littlest details and it'll come out where we want it.
Is that the most important thing for this offense moving forward, is just executing those little details?
Yeah, just execution. That is football in general, offense in general. It's just execution at the highest level and doing your job.
Appreciate the time, man.
Yeah, man, appreciate it.
Joined by Robert Spears Jennings, RSJ. What was the message for the guys in the locker room?
The message was, so what, now what? I mean, we can't dwell on a loss. We have South Carolina next week. We got to prepare for South Carolina. That was the message in the locker room.
Looking at what Texas's offense did today, threw a lot at you. You know that was coming. How did you feel you guys handled all the variety that offense threw at you guys?
I feel like we did good until tackling. Like we sucked at tackling today. So I know that's a big emphasis on next week's practice, is just tackling. Because if we could tackle them and stop them, a lot of those explosive plays would not have happened.
Completely agree with that. Now, moving forward, you mentioned it. What's it going to take to get this team back on track? Offense is struggling. You got to help pick those guys up on that side of the ball as well. But as one of the leaders of the team, what's the message to get this thing back on track and to go play a good game against South Carolina?
Everybody put their head down and work. No pointing fingers, no complaining. Just everybody put their head down, go to work. Starts tomorrow, actually. Watch film, know what we can correct, and we got South Carolina, so we just got to do what we got to do.
Appreciate the time, man.
Thank you.
Joined by defensive tackle Dominic Williams. Dominic, I know it hurts, man, but what was the conversation like between you and your teammates after this one?
It'll never happen again. And I have to say sorry for letting them down, not just as a teammate, but as a captain, as a brother. And I have to look them in the eyes and just hold myself to another promise that I feel like I didn't uphold this time.
Looking at some of the explosive plays, you guys are there to make the plays. Just it seemed like tackling just wasn't as sharp as it normally is for you guys on the defensive side of the ball. Is there anything you can point to, or is it simple, hey, we just got to get guys on the ground?
You got to get guys on the ground. I mean, going into this next week, that's a big thing that we're going to focus on is tackling, and it won't, like I said, it won't happen again.
Looking at where this team goes from here, as a guy that was a captain today, how do you make sure that everyone stays focused and finishes the rest of the season out strong?
Just do my best to hold everybody accountable, and it's just, if you don't want to, you feel me, if you don't want to be here, then leave at this point, because everyone that's in that locker room wants to be here, and they want to win, and that's what we just have to do.
I know that it's not the result that you wanted, but what was it like being out there in this setting for the first time, your first OU Texas?
It's nothing like it. I mean, I walked out on that field. At first, it wasn't as many people in the stands. Then you come back out after getting ready and everything like that, and it was just something like, wow, like this is really college football. And I've heard some people in the NFL say, like, though the NFL stadiums is nothing like the college stadiums, I can truly see why, because the love and hate that those teams that we have for them and they have for us, it's second to none, indeed.
It's the best game in the world, man.
Yep, I can see why.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the time, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Joined by offense coordinator Seth Luttrell. Coach, what was the message to your offense after this one? Tough one.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, we squandered some opportunities early, which sucks. You you have good field position the first couple drives, and really don't come away with much there. And just I thought the defense kept us in it early and got us some good opportunities to be able to, gain some momentum and get ahead on the scoreboard, and we're just getting to get it accomplished. But the main message is just continuing to, work hard to get better. It starts with me. Listen, I lead this offense, and so those guys are working their tails off. I got to, continue to work hard to put them in better situations and making sure there's a point to where we can execute the game plan.
Tried some different wrinkles in the run game early. Looked like that was effective, but then couldn't really find it with the rushing attack the rest of the way. What do you think led to the struggles in the rushing in the run game today?
Well, I think, again, we got to just be consistent of making those routine plays when they're there to be had, whether it's handing the ball off when it's supposed to be or pulling it. And at the same time, I think it's a combination of a lot of things. The better you execute, the more momentum you get, the easier it is to move the chains. And when you don't, it gets hard. And the longer that momentum doesn't get on your side, it's challenging to bring it back at times. So again, overall, it's on all of us. We got to do a much better job. And again, I thought we did had some opportunities, like I said, early in the first half, and then those two turnovers really killed us. Going right before half, it's a 7-3 game, and we just take care of the football. Give yourself an opportunity in the second half to do come back, regroup, and do good things. But just didn't work out for us today.
With the struggles in the run game, put Michael Hawkins in some tough positions out there, especially in the second half. What'd you see from the freshman quarterback today? Was not an easy set of circumstances for him.
Nah, he's growing. He's learning, just like everybody else out there. There's a lot of young guys, growing on the job, and that's part of it. And so, I'm sure that as we look at the tape, there'll be some good things that he did, and he's going to have a lot to grow and learn from and get a lot better. And again, that's part of the game. That's when you're in games like this, that's part of the opportunities you get, and you just got to continue to get better and grow from it.
This offense it has not found the rhythm that I know you want it to find. What's the first step coming up this next week to get this thing on track?
Well, we got to make sure that, throughout the week of preparation, the things that we do in practice, the things we prepare for in practice, we got to be at a high level of executing those on game day. And, that's something we haven't been able to do. And so, again, that starts with me. I got to look at myself first in the mirror and then figure out if we're doing too much, too little, not enough. So, that's why we'll get back on this game planning and figure it out.
Thanks for the time, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Joined by defense coordinator Zach Alley. Coach, no, it didn't go the way that you wanted it to go, but what was the message to your defense after this one?
We've got to get better. The improvement has to happen. We've got to practice harder. We've got to be, better in critical moments, and that needs to show up this week as we get to back to work on South Carolina.
This has been a good tackling defense during the season. Clearly had some issues when it came to the tackling today. Is there anything that you can point to as to why that may have been the case, or was it, hey, Texas has some talented players?
We've got to bring our arms more. See a lot of shoulders thrown out there, and then just some angles on gaps. We misfit a few things where if they had done the job, we would plan on that play. We'd had a better angle for a tackle, and don't put yourself in a situation where it's running away from you, but have an opportunity to hit a guy in a hole.
I do want to try to be, reflect on some of the positives in this football game. The first quarter, it seemed like your group played exactly the style that you guys wanted to play, really was taking it to the Texas. What was the key to the success that you guys saw in that first quarter?
Yeah, I think, we gave them some looks probably they weren't ready for early, and our guys were energetic, fired up, ready to go, and we've been talking about trying to start fast and make sure we gave ourselves an opportunity early in the game, and I felt like we did that. And then we just got to sustain, through 4 quarters and play the same level of defense. The standard doesn't change, no matter what's going on.
Looking at some of the guys that stood out, Eli Bowen, true freshman out there in this setting, just how impressive was it that he went out there and played the way that he did today?
Just what an amazing young man, and just off the field, on the field, everything he does, he's just excellent in all areas of his life, and just encouraging to see him grow and develop, and he's going to have a great future.
Appreciate the time, Coach.
Thank you.
Overall thoughts of the game, I just could have came out a little harder, just saw little things I could have fixed on the sideline just after plays, and got through it better, could have gotten through it better, and just lead my team in a better way. And just the biggest thing for me is just coming back with a harder and my mindset of working and leading my team when things go left. So just getting to adversity.
Danny and Billy, talk about stopping their run game today. I don't think we expected them to be able to run it like that, but tackling today and things like that. What did you guys see out there and feel out there?
I mean, it really just takes everyone's 1/11. Everyone has to do their job. I mean, when it comes to tackling, we have to practice harder during practice. That's just what it comes down to. Being better on those Tuesday, Wednesdays, those physical days. Just not letting kind of miss tackling practice go by. Just we have to step up as leaders and demand more from everyone. Can't just be the coaches all the time. We talk about player led. We need guys like me, Billy, just to really step up and demand more from everyone else around us.
Yeah, just like what Danny said, but first off, myself has to do better. The whole team, we have to be gap sound, and ultimately we got to tackle better, and it starts with a mindset and a want to do it. So we got to want to do better and get better at that.
Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Taco Mayo. Big appetite, bigger savings. Download and save today. Flogistics, the oil industry's leader in vapor recovery and production optimization. Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Mathis Home, the official furniture sponsor of OU Athletics.
Here's a look at the upcoming schedule presented by Mathis Home. The Sooners return home next Saturday to host Shane Beamer's South Carolina Gamecocks. 11:45 will be the kickoff for that one, which brings us to this week's scouting report, brought to you by the Riverwind Casino. Good times, great rewards. South Carolina dropped a tough one at Alabama on Saturday by the final of 27-25. But Coach Beamer's got an interesting team this year. They've been a little bit up and down, but when they've been good, They've been very good. Obviously, almost winning in Tuscaloosa is impressive on Saturday. Another tough test in the SEC.
Yeah, they've got some really explosive playmakers on offense. Rocket Sanders came over from Arkansas. The quarterback is a big guy, 6'4", 230 pounds, runs probably 4.4. He can really go. They've got some explosive receivers. They got a freshman receiver from there in South Carolina that's playing at a really high level, great speed. And then they got Nicholas Harbor, who's a 10-1 something at tight end. They've got some guys, and they're a better offensive line than what they were a year ago. They got some transfers in and some returning freshmen that had to play last year that are better than where they were a year ago, and a nice tight end as well. They're going to make you work, on defense versus their offense. And then I feel like watching South Carolina for a long time, that this is the best defense that South Carolina's had since I've watched them for over a decade. And they're really good up front. They both at edge and inside. They're an experienced group. I think they might have 38 seniors on their team, which is an extraordinary amount of seniors. And then their back end, they've got length and speed, at both linebacker and the secondary. So, and then they're going to be, usually really good on special teams, and that's Coach Beamer's specialty. And so they'll always be, yeah. And so I think they got a onside kick against Bama to give themselves a chance to win that game. So, and again, for us, man, it's going to be about us. We got to get better than what we were, build off of some of the positive things. And there's some. I don't, again, have my head in the sand ever. We got to fix the things that we can fix and play to the level that we can play at. And particularly, again, I go back and look at, and again, I'm proud of the guys. They put a lot of work in this week. They won there. Nobody didn't want to win. I didn't see guys, quote unquote, loafing. We just got to get them to play better at the right time. And we couldn't have picked a worse time in this game to play below our standards, particularly on defense. And if we clean up some of those things, which I know our guys, I know the heart, I know how much they care, I know they'll respond the right way and get a little bit better there. We can still have a chance to compete and win every single game that's on our schedule. And it's a small margin, but we got to be able to play to our ability and continue to improve as the season moves forward.
3-week stretch here. You go at Auburn, get a bye week, then this game down here. It's going to be great to be back in front of the home fans, I know, in the Palace next Saturday as well.
No doubt, and we're gonna need them to cause some problems for the opponent. I think the last time South Carolina went on the field, or went on the road rather, they got after Kentucky, a good Kentucky team that just beat Ole Miss, that took Georgia all the way. I think it was maybe a 13-12 or 14-13 type of game against Georgia, 3 weeks ago. South Carolina got after them really good in Lexington. So. Playing again, I'm sure they're not going to waving the moral loss flag coming off of the 2-point loss to Alabama, but I'm sure there's some real positive things that they will draw from that game. And again, I would be shocked if our guys don't respond. They're gonna they're hurt, and they're disappointed, and that's not what any of them expected. But at the same time, this is a group of guys. I know the guys in this locker room, our guys will come out swinging.
It'll be an 11:45 kickoff at Owen Field next Saturday, Oklahoma and South Carolina. Coach, tough loss. We appreciate your time afterwards, however, and good luck next week against the Gamecocks. And thanks to you folks for watching Sooner Football with Brent Venables. Dean will be back in this chair next week. We'll see you then. Boomer Sooner, everybody.